There's a reason why I started wearing super baggy clothes that hide my figure over the last few years. And last night, I was reminded why. My friends and I went to a bar. Everyone in that bar had to be between the ages of like 40 and 72. And like, respect to that. That's fucking fire. But last night, I decided to wear the Skims Fits Everybody dress. And if you know Skims, then you know that shit is tight as fuck and makes your body look incredible. Literally gonna show you the dress. I'm not putting it on because I don't need any comment, okay? Simple black dress, bodycon. 30 seconds into walking into this bar, a couple comes up to me and goes, "We cannot stop staring at your butt. You have the best butt I have ever seen." Mind you, I don't think anyone's ever told me that in my life. So I really do think it was the Skims. And then the guy goes, "Yeah, honestly, I had to get up right when you walked in because your butt is amazing. We can't stop talking about it." And I was just like, okay. Am I supposed to be like, "Thank you so much"? Then it gets worse. I decide, all right, I'm kind of uncomfortable in here. I'm gonna just sit down the rest of the night. So I sit at the bar and I'm with one of my good guy friends. And the guy from before comes up and he brings a different girl this time. And because I'm sitting, he goes, "I will buy you a drink if you stand up so she can see it." I'm not kidding you, I was like, "See it?" And the girl was like a little uncomfortable as to how he phrased it. She was like, "Oh, I think he's just talking about the dress." No, he was not talking about the dress. He said it, totally objectifying my body to my face. I was like, good shit, brother. So then I'm just pissed and I'm like, "You can go about your day." It was so uncomfortable. And he goes, No, I'll buy one for your boyfriend too." Not my boyfriend, just a friend of mine. Even if he was my boyfriend, why are you doing this in front of him? Like, pardon? He just kept saying, "Please, I really want her to see it." I was like, dude, like, I'm done. Then he sits at the bar like 2 or 3 seats away from me. And I was like, I'm so uncomfortable. I'm like getting up to move. Mind you, the whole time now, I'm literally sitting at the bar like this, hunched over, holding myself. Every time I hold my body like that, it's because I am physically so uncomfortable and I don't want people to see me. And I don't even realize that I'm doing it until somebody's like, "Are you good?" And I'm like, "No, but sure." When I go to get up, I turn and I look at him and he is pointing to my ass with this girl being like, "Look, see, I told you." And I was just like, I need to fucking leave right now. When I get up and I turn the corner to go sit in a completely different part of the bar, I pass the first woman who was talking about my butt and she's talking to a different guy about my ass. They're pointing and they're looking and they're like, "Oh damn, yeah, you were right." All in front of my face, and I'm not even 2 feet away from these people. Honestly, I think I'm gonna hang this one up for a little bit. It did make me feel really good in the beginning before I went to that bar. She'll be collecting dust. But if you do want something that's gonna snatch your whole body, it is Skims. This is barely an ad for it.
Okay, if you're a server, please let me know what you would do in this situation. I had a table of like 4 guys, and they looked to be of age to drink. One of them had a baby face, but he had like a full beard. I wasn't sure, you know, but then he was like, because we have a margarita on special, he was like, "I'll have a margarita, the margarita special." And then he's like, "Do y'all have flavors?" And I was like, "Oh, we do, but if we get flavor, it won't be the special, so I can't do any flavors if you still want the special." And he was like, "Okay, what's the regular margarita flavor? Like, I've never had a margarita. What's the flavor of a normal margarita?" And I was like, I mean, yes, it could happen that somebody doesn't know, but I've never had anybody not know what a margarita flavor is, which is lime. So just to clear my head, I was like, "Can I see your ID?" And he was like, "Ugh." And I was like, "Okay, I'm sorry." So he shows me his ID and he's like, "It's fake, by the way." And I was like, looking around, don't say that out loud, because if, you know, you say that and then somebody else hears what you just said and I still give you a drink, I could get in trouble. And managers are always walking around, you know, checking on tables. My manager heard him and she was like, you know, giving me the eye. His ID, and I'm like, I told him, I was like, "Please don't say that because I could get in trouble. People around you already heard it. My manager heard it." And he was like, "No, this is how you can tell if it's fake, look." And I was like, "Okay, I can't give it to you anymore. Keep in mind, I'm like busy. I have so many more other tables that I need to attend to. Like, I'm really not in the joking mood. Either it's real or not. You already said it's fake out loud twice." So I was like, "Okay, you're not getting a margarita." Like, I just started talking to the rest of the table, and he's like, No, I'm sorry, it was a joke. Here's my other license or whatever." I don't know what he said. He was like, "You can't fake this one." I was like, "Sir, please stop alluding that you have a fake license or fake ID, because you're ordering alcohol and you kind of have a baby face, and I've been sitting here for like 5 minutes trying to decipher if you're old enough or not, and you're kind of beating around the bush, you're making jokes, and it's like, it's not looking too good for you right now." and my manager already heard you, and there was tables next to us, like, listening in. So I was, like, really frustrated with the situation. Especially when you're busy and running around, and, like, this table needs ranch, and this table needs ketchup, and this table needs their drinks, and you just got sat another 12, and I need to put chips. It's like, just either tell me or not so I can sit into the bar and go about my business, you know? And he was just, like, stalling. And then after that whole debacle, he was, like, so short with me, like, yes, no, okay, like, you know, like, he was mad, but, like, that's not my fault. You did that to yourself. Just don't. It was just, what would y'all have done, really? What would y'all have done in that?
Large group comes in on a Sunday about 2 o'clock. It's a party of 25. It's a church group. Lady comes up to the host stand. She's like, hey, we got a large party. We want to know how long it's going to take for us to be set. So I tell her, honestly, it's going to be probably about 45 minutes to an hour and 15 minutes because you have a really large party and we're really busy this afternoon. So she's like, you can't make it any sooner than that? So I said, well, hopefully we can. I said, with the volume of business that we're doing today, honestly, it's probably going to take about an hour for you to be set. That's the soonest that I can probably guarantee something. So she's like, okay, all right, put our name down. So I put her name down, get her phone number so that we can send her a text when the table's ready. 20 minutes later, she's back at the host stand like, hey, I didn't get a text. Is our table ready? So I say, well, you probably didn't get a text because the table is not ready yet. As soon as it's ready, we're going to send you something so that everybody can start making their way to the host stand. About another 20 minutes later, she starts coming up to the host stand with like quite a few people, like they're ready to be set. So she's like, yeah, you guys never sent me a text. Okay, so we probably never sent you a text, man, because the table still isn't ready yet. Remember, you were quoted about an hour and 15 minutes. So you're still within that wait time frame. So as soon as something is ready, I'll go ahead and I'll send you a text. Table finally gets ready. We go ahead and we take her to the area for the party at 25. We get back there and she's like, this is where you got to sit? So I'm like, yes, ma'am, is there an issue? She's like, this ain't no private room. No, ma'am. It's not a private room. We don't even have private rooms. However, you asked me for a table for 25. You have a table with 25 seats. This is the best that I can do at the moment. I mean, I have other guests that are still dining here. I can't ask them to leave. We just don't have private dining. So then she starts yelling to all of the people like, y'all good? This good for y'all? This gonna be all right for y'all? And she's like being really loud and obnoxious about it. So I tell her, I say, hey, ma'am, I appreciate the fact that you want to make sure that your party is comfortable. But even if some of you weren't good with the seating, this is all that we have for you right now. So she rolls her eyes and she's like, oh, fine, we'll take it. All right, cool. So as they're getting settled, I go grab the servers and I'm like, yo, this group about to be a doozy. This is the game plan. Boom. So as the servers are grabbing water, I go back out to the party just to make sure that everybody's settled, but they're not. They're still up, taking over the whole entire room. They're mingling. They're walking around. Some of them haven't even taken their coats off yet. So the lady flags me down. She's like, come here. How long is it going to take for this food to come out? Ma'am, you guys aren't even sat yet. I said, it probably would go a little bit faster if we could go ahead and get your party settled. Because you already had us up there waiting. You're going to have us waiting longer for the food? Ma'am, I need your guests to get seated so that we can go ahead and start taking orders. And so she's like, they all here. They all right here. No, I see them, ma'am, but they're standing up and they're talking. I won't be able to make sure that their service is organized if we have to wait through the crowd and go talk to people to grab their orders. So we'll work out a little bit more in your favor if you could kindly grab your people and have them sit down so we can begin service for you. So now I'm getting a little bit more agitated because with each interaction, she's getting nastier and nastier. So service begins. We start to bring out salad, bread, and some of the appetizers. So as we're bringing out the appetizers and we're trying to take them to the people that order them, the people have started switching seats. So of course we look crazy because we're trying to give food to people that didn't order it. So here she goes. She like, y'all sure y'all know what y'all doing? Y'all sure y'all know how to handle a large group like this? Okay, so I'll tell my servers, you know what, just put this food anywhere. They can give it to the people who ordered it or they can make a community. At this point, I really don't care. I just want them in and I want them out. Second course comes and it's still a little bit of a disaster because, again, they are switching seats. They are mingling. No one is where they're supposed to be. So we literally have to stand there and auction off food. And for some reason, when y'all go out to dine and y'all order food and we bring the food to the table, nobody ever knows what they ordered and y'all look at us like we're crazy. So this is the whole scene that's just going on throughout this entire service right now. So it's just a mess. She's loud and she's complaining the whole time. Babies are crying. It's just pure craziness. People are sending their food back because they want their grilled chicken well done. They want their salmons well done. They're asking for collard greens at an Italian restaurant. Like it's pure pandemonium. Mind you, we still have other tables in this area as well. So finally, we get through the second course. Now, at this time, it's this large party of 25, and it's also one party sitting across from them. So I leave them alone for a little while because I'm about tired of them. And on my way back to the kitchen, I hear all of this noise coming from this area. They're up singing and dancing. Somebody has a tambourine. It's all of this going on. But the table that's still in that area, they're super loud. Like, they're having their own conversation and they're laughing. So they're like, it seems like they were trying to cancel each other out or something. So at this point, it's causing a ruckus. So I'm going back there to try to see what's going on. And the lady comes to me and she's like, hey, we're in the middle of a worship session right now. Do you mind going over to this table and telling them, ask them to quiet down to see if you can move their table? No. So I said, ma'am, unfortunately, I'm not able to do that because they came out for the same purpose as you did, to come out and enjoy their dinner. I said, if anything, your group is the one that's causing the disturbance, because I can hear that all the way over in the next dining section. So if anything, I would be coming over to ask you guys to kind of quiet it down. I respect everything that you're doing. I love the fact that you love the Lord. However, everyone else was to enjoy their experience as well. She then goes over to the table and say, all right, that's it. They done asked us to leave, y'all. They done asked us to leave. So I'm like, what? So I was about to go over there and defend myself. Then I was like, no, I'm not defending nothing. I want them out of here. So if this is what it takes to get them out of here, whatever, I'll just be the bad guy for this one. I'll be the bad guy. I'll take it. So they gather up their stuff. Everybody wants separate checks, of course, right? So everybody pays. It takes a while for everybody to pay. And of course, there's one bill that's not paid. So I wasn't going to let this slide. Even though I wanted them out, at this point, I was just being just as difficult as she was. I'm not even going to lie. So I go to her and I say, hey, everyone else has paid. There's just this one check that needs to be, reconciled. And so she takes the check. She goes over to the person. She's like, I hear her say, you don't have any money for this? You don't have any money to pay? So she comes over, and now she's sweet as pie, y'all. Now she's nice to me. And she's like, ooh, baby, don't you want to be somebody's blessing and take care of this dinner for them today? No. Man, you should have took this in prayer straight to the Lord first before coming to ask me this, because he would have told you not to do it. The hell? No, I'm not going to do it. Simply for the fact that you've been difficult and mean as a church woman this entire time. So I tell her, ma'am, I was not prepared to be anybody's blessing today. I am so sorry. And she says, we done brought you 25 people. Okay, well, do you think that one of the other 24 could possibly pay for this young man? And so she paid, and then as she signed the credit card slip, she like, Lord, Father, I tell you. And she left like a $50 tip. I think the bill was like $3.50 or something like that. And she said, well, I probably would have been able to leave more if I didn't have to pay for Junior's food. I just want to know what y'all be learning in church, because when y'all leave that church and y'all come to these restaurants, y'all are some of the meanest, sometimes some of the most unkind people that we ever have to serve. I'm going to start telling people's pastors. That's what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to start telling them.
A lady come into my restaurant today and ordered an extra well-done burger. Even though I was internally judging the well-done burger, because it's like, why are you going to order a burger well done? I was like, whatever. I put in the order and I was waiting for it to come out. I shit you not even 5 minutes later, this woman is flagging me down, and when I go up to her, she's like, where's my burger at? This is taking a long time. And I was like, well, ma'am, you did order an extra well-done burger, and it's only been about 5 fucking minutes. I obviously didn't say that last part. I really wanted to, but I didn't. So finally, her extra well-done hockey puck between 2 buns comes out, and I give it to her. I'm like, okay, how's it look? Everything looking good? She's like, yeah, sounds good. I let her enjoy her meal. A little bit of time passed. Okay, I went to go check on her. Specifically, I said, how did everything come out for you, ma'am? She looked at me dead in the face, and she goes, everything's great, thank you. So I'm like, cool, sounds like we're doing good here. About 10 minutes go by, she flags me down again, so I go up to see what the issue is. I say, yes, ma'am, can I help you with something? She doesn't even say anything to me. She just takes the burger, she turns it to me, and shows me one part of the burger that isn't extra well done. So now at this point, her and her friend are throwing a complete and total bitch fit, because the little bit of burger that she showed me wasn't completely and totally charred to a crisp. She now is throwing a fit and wants a new burger. Mind you, she ate 75% of it. perfect and didn't say a damn thing about it, even when I came to her and checked with her and she looked at me and said, yes, everything is great. So naturally, because being a restaurant server means you have to have the fakest personality in the whole world, I was like, don't worry about it, man. We will happily get you a brand new burger cooked extra well done. To which her friend jumped in and said, well, wait a minute, how long is that going to take? And I was like, well, ma'am, if we want to make sure that it is extra well done, it will take a little bit of extra time to make sure we get that perfect for you. Her friend looks at me in the face and goes, no, hell no, we don't have enough time to wait that long. Tell your manager to take it off of the bill and maybe a free dessert for the inconvenience. This bitch! So we notify the manager takes it off of the bill, and this person got a free burger because that's how it works in the customer service industry. You can eat 75% of your burger, you can claim that everything is okay, and wait to the very end to be like, you know what, actually it wasn't okay, let me get my meal for free. And in case you're wondering, hell no, we didn't give her a free dessert, okay, she can kiss my ass. I swear, man, working as a server in the restaurant industry will show you the special kind of stupid that exists.
American tipping culture has gone crazy. I'm from Canada, and every single time I go to a restaurant, they automatically add tip. Like, they even add like gratuity, even if there's like a party of two. On top of that, they ask for more tip. And it's free.
Guys, I just got scammed. I didn't know they added a tip, and I tipped her like $10 extra.
You live in the U.S. Like, not used to this.
No, okay, listen, in Minnesota, they only add gratuity if it's like a party of 6 or more.
Is it rude to not tip if you're like getting takeout? Because honestly, why are you even asking me that?
It was insane. I went to buy one singular macaroon, £1.70. I thought not bad. Went to tap my card, £1, £2.50, £5 for a tip. I looked at him and I was like, you can't be serious. Like, I'm not tipping you, mate. All you did was hand it over to me. I didn't even ask you a question or anything. So I take no thank you. And he literally rolled his eyes and scoffed at me. Bro, let's be real for a second. Why do you feel so entitled for a tip? We're in the UK, first of all. We didn't do anything, second of all. And like, yeah, I think we should just calm down. Like, let's just come back to earth. I know we're in a cost of living crisis, but I am also in that crisis with you.
In America, we got a big problem. I went and got a field today. It was $50. I went to go pay. Paid on my card, tapped it. The lady said, will you be leaving your tip in cash? Excuse me, bitch? Who said I was leaving a tip? For these basic ass nails. Although I had full intention on tipping, I'm a tipper. I tip 90% of the time. The service has to be atrocious in order for me not to tip. I slid her money. Service providers. You are mentally ill if you become upset because somebody does not leave you a tip and you make your own prices. Please charge what you're worth. Don't charge what people you think people gonna pay. Charge what you're worth, and people will still come. So you're not upset if somebody don't tip you. Don't rely on tips. Charge your worth. I did hair for years. I was never ever upset when somebody leave me a tip. I felt well compensated. A tip was a plus for me. Thank you very much. Coffee shops. I got the biggest beef with you. Next time that barista spin that screen around and say, one more question, and they don't like the answer to my question, and that bitch whole demeanor change, I'm going to jail. And what I look like going to jail for being a barista ass? What you in here for? Being a barista's ass? And I'm not even a tough guy. Okay? I'm just addicted to coffee. I'm not a morning person. And I don't like people's reaction when they ask me for something and I say no and they get an attitude with me. It's a problem. In this economy, that's going to get somebody fucked up. Could we please take the tip off the screen? When did that even start? All y'all got to do is raise the prices on the coffee, pay them people a little bit more, and we all be all right. Just raise the price. I'm already addicted to this shit. I'm going to buy it regardless. Finesse me a little bit. America, this economy, it's going to get somebody hurt.
So, for your manicure today is just $100 even, okay?
Okay, and then can I leave a tip?
You don't have to leave me a tip because I already included tips with the service already.
Oh, well, what's the tip rate in the service?
Well, your nails is only $75, but it's always $25 added to it. service, so it's $100 even.
Why would I want to necessarily tip $25?
You don't have to tip. It's included in the price already.
Well, what if I only wanted to tip you $5?
That would be $105. Do you want to give me $105?
No. I only want to give you $80.
Just $80? Oh no, it's $100 your total.
You know what? I'm not gonna tip.
Oh, you don't have to tip. Don't worry about it. It's already included.
A lady came into my restaurant today and asked me if it was okay if she didn't tip. And I said, yeah, that's fine. It's not mandatory. And she said, oh, so you're not one of those servers that's going to give me a big stink about not tipping? And I said, no, ma'am, it's fine. It evens out in the end. And she said, oh, really? And I said, yeah, it's not mandatory. And other people will tip, and some people tip more than others, and it evens out for me. I just would prefer that my tables do tip. And she said, oh, so you prefer. Okay, why is that? And I had to explain this whole thing of how if you don't tip, servers still have to pay money on your bill, and you are actually costing us money. And I feel like no one had actually explained this to her before, and she did end up tipping. She gave me 10%, which I was like, great, because that covers my tip out. But I'm just wondering, like, do people just not know unless they work in the service industry? Do people just not know that if you don't tip, you cost your servers money?
All right, girl, we're all set. It's $175. That's tip included, by the way.
What?
$175 with tip included. You don't have to.
Included?
Yeah, so you don't have to worry about the tip because it's already included in the price.
How do you know how much I want to tip you? Why is it included? That's not how it works. I tip you based on the service that you provided me.
Oh, well, I'm assuming you're in love with your nails.
I do love them.
I always make sure that you guys, receive outstanding service, so it's already included.
I love them, but it's not right to have tip included. You don't know how much I want to tip you. I could have tipped you $5. I could have tipped you $30. You don't know. So.
Oh, well, you can add that on top.
How much is tip included?
So the nails are $110, and then the tip is $65.
Hold up. $65 tip?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're delusional, honey. So it's $110. I'm gonna give you $110. That's the base pay without the tip included, because you're not charging me a mandatory tip.
So if you want to tip me $10, it'll be $185, because it's already your set price today for those nails is $175.
Okay, so $175 set price without the tip.
Well, yeah, because it's already the tip included.
No, honey, that's not what honey, we're not going to do that today.
All right, do you go to Kobe's and tell them that you're not going to tip them?
I understand gratuities are very involved, but that's shitty people that don't know how to tip servers. But you're not a server, you're a nail tech. And what we're going to do here is you're going to charge me the regular base price on these nails, and then I'm going to tip you however I feel like.
How much are you going to tip me?
Honey, I decide how much I'm going to tip you.
All right, can you tell me?
After doing all this extra shit, you're only getting tipped like $5, honey, because that was just so unnecessary.
Yeah, so that'll be $180.
No. 2, 4, 6, 8. You said it's $110, so that's
when you sent that deposit, you agreed to my policies.
No tip for you. How about that? 2, 4, 6, 8, 1, and then $110. How about that? You don't sit here and tell people how much they're gonna tip you. You don't add gratuity, none of that. This is a nail business, and how the nail business goes is.
How do you know how the nail business goes?
I'm assuming from all the other
My DoorDasher tossed my coffee down because he got mad that I didn't tip on DoorDash. So we need to have an honest conversation about tipping real fast. I'm going to take a seat about this because this is absurd. This is psychotic to me. If you can't tip, you can still order food. If you can't tip, you can still do things. If you can't tip, you can still go out to eat. Tipping is the only thing where people are cowards about it. With everything else, we've had walkouts and boycotts and stuff like that, and strikes about it, about minimum wage, about how we should work harder. If you all stop serving at the same exact time, you can actually get some work done. Did you know that? People are saying, well, if you don't want to tip, you're gonna have to start paying $20 for a burger. I already paid $20 for a burger, dude. I already paid $20 for a burger. Well, go get the food yourself. I will. I'll walk up and grab it myself. Well, DoorDashers, you should tip DoorDashers because they drive. I don't have a car. What's the point of using DoorDash? They already pay the DoorDashers. Me leaving a tip is out of the courtesy of my heart, and it's a good Samaritan thing to do. I'm not a good Samaritan. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to be like, I'm a good person all the time. No, I'm not always a good person all the time. I'm human. I have days where I can't pay extra, and me giving extra money doesn't make me less of a good person in any capacity. It makes me broke. It makes inflation insane. It makes life difficult. That's what it is. Life is hard. My rent is crazy. My bills are crazy. My phone bill is $150. Everything is tough. Everything is difficult. I have no streaming services, and it's still hard. This is tough. Why is tipping the draw line of everything? Because no one on this planet should toss my DoorDash order for not tipping. No one should do that. That's a bit of an overreaction, if I've ever seen one, to come up to grab the order, waste your own time, waste money, waste 2 hours of your day, because it took 2 hours to get my Dunkin' Donuts here, and come up to me and say, "You the person I didn't leave a tip?" And I said, "Huh?" And then tosses it and leaves. He was obviously having a bad day. Maybe he was fed up. Maybe he needs another job. I don't know. But DoorDash pays you per order. You can see if they tip you beforehand. Just don't accept the order. Have some other poor sucker bring me my food that doesn't want to get a tip. That's fine by me. I used to DoorDash. I used to be a server at Waffle House, at Big Boys. I used to be a cook at Waffle House. I used to do so many serving jobs. And I will tell you one thing. It is so much better as a person to have a better temper about tipping, because it's not going to change unless you want to get up and do something about it, unless you want to complain about it yourself, unless you want to do a mass walkout. Do that. Do a strike. Something like that. You can do that. You have the ability and the option to do that. But no, you want to blame the day-to-day person because you're gaslit by corporations into thinking that we have to pay your wages. It's like the shopping cart situation. You don't have to return a shopping cart. It just makes you a better person to return a shopping cart. But you don't have to. You don't have to tip, but it makes you a better person if you spend the extra money. You shouldn't go out to eat if you don't tip. You can eat whatever you want to. Stop. This emotional gaslighting, this corporation gaslighting about tipping is weird.